Alright guys, in today's video I'm going to be explaining to you why women cheat on men who are considered perfect for them. There's so many men out there in the world right now, such as Tom Brady, who have it all, right? Celebrity status, money, the best houses, the best cars, everything you could possibly dream of, yet the wives are cheating on them. And this is something that any man can suffer against. And that's why in today's video, I'm going to be explaining all this all the way through so that you don't make the same stupid mistakes that they did. So what do I mean by the perfect man? And why is this man getting cheated on? Well, first, let's go into what the perfect man actually is, right? This is someone I'm talking about who has a solid job, with a solid income. Maybe this is a doctor, lawyer, accountant, someone who's financially stable, right? Does not have to worry about money. This person's a good looking guy, right? He prioritizes his looks. He makes sure he's nice and groomed all the time. He's not an ugly guy, right? He's also a guy that will be a good dad, right? Very reliable, very nice, right? Has good qualities about him, right? Would fit in the neighborhood. And the last one, just being a nice guy with good morals, right? Just a stand up guy, right? All the girls, when they're little, they dream of being with this perfect guy, right? And the parents tell them, you're going to find a nice, sweet guy to settle down with. You're going to have kids. You're going to have a family. Well, we all know that's not how it turns out. And now I know what you're thinking, Tom, well, why would this guy get cheated on, right? If a girl had this guy, is a good catch, right? Why would she cheat on this guy? She's got no need to cheat on him. Well, the thing that you're missing from this equation, he might have everything, right? But what he doesn't have is the ability to make her feel anything. Now, this is very important because, as we all know, women operate based on the feelings every single day. The feelings change every single day. If you're not inducing any sort of feeling in this girl's life, she's going to get bored and miserable with the lack of drama in her life. Let me go a bit deeper here, right? Imagine you're watching a movie on Netflix, but you already knew what was going to happen throughout this movie and you knew how this movie was going to end. Let me ask you a question. Would you still watch that movie? Or would you just pick another one? Because you already know what's going to happen. You're already bored, right? You're anticipating the boredom. So why would you watch that movie in the first place? Well, that's exactly how that woman feels. Because she is with this perfect guy, or so he's meant to be perfect, right? Everything is very routine, very to the book, right? There's nothing exciting going on. And for that reason, she gets very bored very quickly. She knows she should probably be with this perfect guy, right? But the fact he's so predictable and her relationship with him is so predictable makes her bored and she starts to crave drama in her own life. And what's she going to do in most cases? In most cases, what she's going to do to create this source of drama is infidelity, right? She's going to go out and cheat. And don't get this twisted, guys, right? No matter what you give her, whether it's the best car, whether it's the best house, right? You live in the best neighborhood, she's got the best lifestyle. Let's say she doesn't even work. If she feels nothing, the relationship is a ticking time bomb to the end. And there's nothing that you can do about it, right? The fact she has it all and decides to cheat is actually her fantasy, right? She's created this fantasy in her head with maybe the builder that's working on a house, right? Maybe it's a personal trainer she's been training with 2 times a week, right? Maybe she goes out to the bar with the weekend with the girls and it's that mysterious cocky guy that she meets, right? And he just has that cheek and charm about him. And next minute she ends up in bed with him, not thinking about the husband that she's got at home or the boyfriend she's got at home. What you've got to understand is that man makes her feel nothing. And the guy she cheats with is making her feel everything. He's making her regain that attraction again to wanting to find someone new. The whole premise of this argument is that that woman is trying to find excitement in any aspect of her life. And at the end of the day, she wants to challenge herself to see whether she can make a guy care again. Right? Let me put this into perspective for you. She's been with this boyfriend, she's been with the husband, she's been with the guy she's seeing. She slept with him, she's been in a relationship with him. She knows he cares to a specific degree, right? This boyfriend cares about her a lot and she knows that. That already makes her bored inside her head because it's too predictable. So what does she want? She wants a new challenge with a guy who does not give a shit about her. And then a new challenge is, can I make this guy care? Can I make this guy into the same guy that my boyfriend is or that my husband is? And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move on again to the next guy. It's all about how attached can she get you. So you might be thinking, well, Tom, who is she going to cheat with? And this is a funny story because when I was younger, right, about 18, 19, I thought it made logical sense for a woman to cheat up. And what I mean by cheating up is in terms of attraction, right? It was a better looking guy than I was, or a better looking guy than a boyfriend was, right? He had more money than I did. He had a better car than I did. This is what I thought cheating was logically supposed to be like, right? She's going to go for that kind of guy, a guy who's got more than me in life, right? That's why it's usually the older guy, right? But that was not the case. Instead, what I saw women cheating with bartenders, guys she worked with, personal trainers, guys that made absolutely no sense whatsoever because they were uglier than a boyfriend most times. They were broker than a boyfriend most times. Some of these guys were jobless. Some of these guys were couch surfing. Some of these guys were alcoholics. Yet these girls still cheated on their boyfriends with these guys. So I made the logical conclusion. Well, what have I missed in this equation? I was 18, 19 trying to wrap my head around this situation. Well, what I missed is that these less attractive, unemployed, sometimes even broke men had higher sexual market value than what we perceive the perfect guy to have. What I failed to understand when I was younger was your sexual market value is not based on assets, your lifestyle, the external value of the person. What actually matters is the internal, right? The confidence, the charisma, the ability to not give a fuck, the ability to turn off your emotions whenever you please, the ability to remain detached and stoic like a rock that doesn't move, right? The internal value of the man is what's important. And these men who were broke, bartenders, losers most of the time, these men were completely content in who they were and they acted unapologetically no matter the circumstance. And that's the key. She's not looking for the guy with a better car. She's not looking for the guy with a bigger bank account. She's not looking for the guy with the cooler haircut. She's looking for the guy who has internal strength and internal value. This guy knows who he is. This guy knows what his worth is. And even though he's in his mum's garage, right, he still has the confidence to turn girls down, to do whatever because he doesn't give a fuck. The internal value will always win against the external value, right? The broke musician that plays in his garage is more attractive than the accountant who has his life figured out because he does what he truly wants to do and does not care what anyone has to think. Let me tell you, that guy's playing music in his garage and he doesn't give two shits about what people think of him, right? He's just enjoying his life. He's doing what he feels he wants to do. Yet that accountant is most likely not very happy in his job, right? Wants to do something else, maybe wants to be creative on the side, but doesn't have the balls to do it. Right? The women see this. The women see the internal strength. Are you doing what you want to do? Do you give a fuck about what people think? Are you truly being the person that you were set out to be? And for that reason, she will come to the same conclusion. Can I make this loser who doesn't care about anything care about me? Because I know my boyfriend cares about me. I know my husband cares about me. But I need a challenge now. This is the female lens. I need a challenge. Can I make this guy who doesn't care about anything care about me? And that is the premise of this entire video. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, drop it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. I love you.